So today, while I sit in the middle of absolutely nowhere, I would like to tell you to look around, to look at who is around you, to look around, to look at who is around you. You know, I hadn't realized the importance of the saying that you are the sum of the five people you surround yourself with until I was surrounded by five very stupid people. Now, it is good to be surrounded by five very intelligent people or hardworking people and all that, but it's even more detrimental to be surrounded with stupid people than it is good to be surrounded with good people, if that makes sense. So, what I mean to say is, you are better off alone than being surrounded by stupid people. And I'll give you an example for this, right? So, when I started Trade with Trend, I was in my final year of college, as you must already know from my previous videos. And around that time, right, I was sitting around a lot of I would say ambitionless people. Like they didn't really want to do anything, and they just like chill every day. With nothing wrong with it. Like not everyone has to have like this goal in life, or not everyone wants to like should want to achieve to build this company and everything, right? But anyways, I was around people like that, and what happens is when you're around people who don't have a particular goal, right? You also end up not having a particular goal because you start thinking the way they start thinking. So if you want to start something and they don't want to start something, they wouldn't really encourage you to do that, right? Now, don't confuse that with sitting around bad people. Like them not sharing the same goals as you doesn't make them inherently bad people. And I have another example for that. So when I was a couple of weeks ago, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine. So I left college, but my college had this option to continue your studies, do a fourth year, like an honors thing, right? And a friend of mine is doing that. So he obviously continued to hang out with the same group of people, and I could see only in retrospect how negative the effects of that were. Right. So he obviously can't see it because he's too close to it. So when you continue doing that activity, you can't actually see how it affects you, right, negatively. So I pointed that out to him, and he's like, "No, dude, like these people genuinely care for me. You know, they ask if I've eaten, if I've not eaten. They ask me how I'm doing, and that's good. That's good. It's good to have people who care about you, right? But if they aren't pushing you to do something to get better and to not engage in these activities that put you down or don't let you like progress in a good way, then what's the point of being around people like that? Like just because they ask you if you've eaten or if you've not eaten, it doesn't really make a difference. Like that's even your parents do that, right? You don't need friends who just like ask if you've eaten and then make you do a bunch of stupid shit that really is extremely harmful to your health, to your future, to you, to your mind, your soul, your body, everything. So it really doesn't make any sense. So I pointed this out to him and I told him like, see, it really doesn't make sense what you're saying, right? It's pretty stupid, and you should like not be associated with those people. And he's like, no, I can't cut them off, they're very good friends of mine. And I said, don't cut them off, like just reduce the amount of time you're spending with them, right? Because if you're still doing things like these, right, which I'm not going to mention it here obviously, but some very stupid things for which he's gotten caught before, and which, like, so pretty fucked up stuff, right? But anyways, I told him like, you can't still be doing it after all that's happened in your past, right? You got to like disassociate with it and like stop doing it. So like, yeah, you're right, I probably should. And then I spoke to him again next week and he's still doing the same thing. So it doesn't really matter the conversation I had with him. So I realized this when I started Trade Return, like I was saying. And at the time when I started it, I just started it. Like I didn't thought of where it'll go, what we're gonna do with it. Are we just gonna sell T-shirts, or are we gonna like have other sides of the business, like a different business? Are we gonna start something else? Are we not? Like where is Trade Return going? No idea. But I did start it, right? Um, and then when I was doing it and I was around these people, there was obviously like a lot of negative influence. Like there was no sense of encouragement or positive energy as such, where they push you like, like fuck it, like you don't have to think of where it's going to go 5 years ahead, just do what you got to do now, and eventually you'll figure it out along the way, which I am figuring it out along the way, right? Because we've been for about a year now. It's been Trade Return's been there for a year, and it's going great. Like we're obviously not making millions of dollars, but it's going great. It's slow and steady wins the race, right? Companies that expand rapidly fall rapidly, and that's all right, right? So these people were really not helping me become better in any sort of way, right? And they were still doing these things that they were doing, which I used to be a part of. And then I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to like waste time, because I realized I was wasting time. I was like, fuck, I cannot be wasting any more time. So I tried to tell them that, and they didn't take it well. So I eventually like was cut off, and I stopped hanging out with them. And then I realized the second I did that, things automatically got better. Like I started focusing on my work more. I started working on trade return more. The vision started getting clearer, and we started working on other sides of the business. We started growing, like just working on making a better product overall. And I realized that who you hang out with has a very profound impact on what you do and how you do it. I don't know if what I'm saying is making any sense or not, but it's just something I realized, and something like when I look back, I realized that like, okay, fuck, I was hanging out with those people, and then I stopped hanging out, and things eventually got better. So all I'm saying is, look around you, look who we spend time with, look at what they're doing, look at what you're doing, and just think in a way like, okay, is this helping me? Is this like helping me get better? Are we talking about the same thing? Do we share the same goals? Because it really helps when I found people that shared the same vision as me and joined my team at Trade with Trend. We automatically started working better, and we automatically started putting more energy into it, and a very positive energy in a way where we were working towards growing the organization, and not just like wasting time, or not just doing it for the sake of it, or doing it for the fun of it, or just to make some quick couple of bucks here and there, right? Like everyone pitched in ideas in a different way. We'd all sit together in a group and talk about, okay, fine, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What can we do better? And things like that, right? Just very small things. So it really helps. And if you're not hanging out with people like that, like what's the fun? Then if you're just like chilling every day and wasting time, chilling loses its value. Like you should chill after you've done some work. Like that's when chilling actually, you know, that's when you can chill the best. When you've done some work and when you like feel like you deserve it, like okay, you open that can of beer and you just kick back and chill, like that feels good, like okay, fuck, I've done some work and now I can enjoy this beer. But if you're drinking beer every day and just chilling, it loses its value. You're like, oh, life is meaningless, my life is boring. Then you start getting upset, and then you get depressed about your position. You're like, okay, fuck, I get one more beer and just chill and get depressed. And that can change if you change who you hang out with. So if that makes any sense, I hope you guys take a look around, and I hope you guys excel with whatever business you're doing or whatever you're doing in life. You're working a job. I hope you get promoted. I hope you get better at the job, get paid more, and have fun.